La banda que le arranca la barriga al cielo, en busca del moro perdido. La banda chula.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Food Muscle, and today I want to talk about really kind of an important topic. A few people have been sending me messages about what to do with all the abundance they have of extra vegetables in their gardens and things like that. So, and this is something I come across myself with. Whatever I don't use, like tomatoes or whatever, I do a couple of things. Like with my greens, I love freezing my greens. So whatever I'm not using fresh, I'm going to put them in a bag, a freezer bag, and then store them in my freezer. And this has worked awesome for me for the last couple of years growing greens, because whenever I can't grow greens, I have plenty of it stored in my freezer, so I can have plenty of greens for my shakes. And this is something that I must have. I got to make sure I get my greens in, whether it be kale, collards, Swiss chard, whatever. So this is something maybe you can consider. You can also dehydrate some of your greens, which I have done too. But I kind of prefer, fresh and then freeze, and then if I have to, dehydrating. So I'm not too big of a fan of dehydrating. I have dehydrated tomatoes. So if you have a lot of tomatoes, you could do that. You can sun dry your tomatoes. Sun drying is completely easy. What you want to do is just try to, put them in one place where it gets plenty of sun, and then put a screen on it so that way the bugs don't get in it. And that way, when it's all done, you don't have to worry about looking through all that kind of stuff for any bugs that might be in there before you put them away. You can also, when you're done with them, you can put them in jars, glass jars. Put them in pantries and things like that. Another thing you can try to do is, if you don't want to store up anything like that, whether it be, freezing your stuff, or dehydrating, or sun drying, you can also give them to like soup kitchens. I think there's like 37 million people that come to soup kitchens in the United States alone, and so that's a lot of people in need of food. So what I've been doing with some of my stuff, I've actually been going to the soup kitchens and giving them some of my food that I don't use. I also do this with my eggs. I give them to my neighbors first, because my kids, I have my own chickens. I produce my own eggs. Well, they produce the eggs. Yeah, I can produce my own eggs, right?
Wow.
I know, I'm a special person and I can produce my own. So yeah, I give them to my neighbors, and then I give them out to soup kitchens, or I go to the organic store and they'll take them as well. They actually offer to buy them from me, and so this is something you can also do if you have abundance. So you can go to your soup kitchens, you can go to your local churches, different places like that. But I would definitely first start off with the neighbors. Your neighbors are all around you. It's always a great way to just connect with your neighbors. Tell them what you're doing. They can share what you're doing. And I've seen a lot of people in my community really get into gardening and do the same thing. So what I don't grow, somebody else might grow. I might want something from them, and vice versa. So this is something that you can also do in your community. Give to your neighbors first, then go to your soup kitchens, your churches, and things like that. Because it's always nice when you have so much abundance to just give to others, because that's just the way things work. And when you do things like that, more comes back to you. Okay, it's just one way to not only love all your neighbors, and just put your loving energy out there in the universe, and you'll get that right back to you. So again, going back, make sure that you're taking care of your vegetables. I'm probably going to make a different video about some of the problems you might be having in your gardens. I'll probably have to do that in a different video, how to prune your tomato plants, for example, which can be a big pain. But it's something you have to be out in the garden, with your own hands, and doing the work, putting your heart into it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not sure if you want to check out my new chicken coop I just got. I'm actually putting this together. The other one I have over there, I actually put that together from scratch. I actually went to the local hardware stores, and then just put it all piece by piece, and just trying to looking at what other people have, and then kind of came up with my own thing. But because I wanted something that was better for the easier to get the eggs, I decided to look online and actually found this guy And I'm actually, whoops, careful.
Tripping.
So this is really cool. This is my new home. But this is kind of nice because when we're finished completing this, we'll be able to actually get the eggs from here. It'll have a little hatch or latch, whatever you want to call it. And you can just go in there and easily scoop out the eggs. Where now what I have to do is reach all the way in. You know, it can get kind of nasty, and also, you know, it's not as easy to clean on my other one. So it's just something I decided to do. And yes, I decided to get more chickens. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh, is that wrong? But you know, it's just nice. You know, I just love being able to give to all my neighbors. My kids, they do eat eggs, not really that much. So a lot of the eggs I end up giving away. Kathy and I, we're not really into eating eggs. Yeah, we probably have them, I don't know, a couple times a year. But it's just not something I'm really into. Sometimes I just, you know, once we went through the transition of the raw thing, the whole egg thing just kind of took a whole kind of, you know, kind of feeling to it. So even when we go to the grocery store, I'm like looking at the meat, raw, you know, the raw meat. It's like, oh, that's nasty to me now, you know. So, you know, it's just one of those things that I do. I know that some of you guys out there love eating your meat, you know. Hey, everyone's different. So that's just what I do, okay? So this is my transition into raw foods. And even like some of the nuts and seeds, it's like, it's too heavy for me right now. I just can't eat it like I used. When I first got into raw foods, I was really more into the nuts and the seeds. But now it's just, you know, my stomach just doesn't want it anymore. It's just too heavy, and I'd rather just have my greens, my orange juices, my coconuts, my chips, whether they be kale chips and the seaweed, not the seaweed chips, but the nori sheets. They're really good. I got a really interesting craving for a lot of sea stuff, you know, whether they be from the kelp noodles or the nori sheets. I just have a craving for it, and that's just me, you know. That and the coconuts, oh my god, I need to move to a place where I can grow my own coconuts, man. I was talking to this guy down in Florida. He's got 20 acres of land, and he actually sells coconuts down there. Florida Coconuts, I think it is. And if anyone's interested, if you can't get coconuts in your area, you could probably go to him, floridacoconuts.com. He sells them by the case. I would be interested in doing that, you know, if I didn't have it here, but the shipping is just, you know, the UPS is just, they get you every time. So, alright guys, that's it. And I hope these tips are good for you. And, you know, if you have any other questions out there, send them to me, and I'll answer them the best I can, okay? So you guys have a great day, a beautiful day, and enjoy the day and take time for yourself. Don't forget to do that, okay? I'll see y'all next time on the Raw Food Muscle.
Llegó la banda que le arranca la barriga al cielo.